Let's look at 2 ways a manager can respond to a difficult situation at work. Sarah is a senior product manager at a tech company. Her team has been struggling to meet deadlines and project targets, and she suspects that one of her direct reports, Mark, has been underperforming. In fact, she has given him 2 performance improvement plans in the last 6 months. Now, she needs to deliver his 3rd performance review, and she knows it won't be good. Sarah really likes Mark as a person. He's smart, funny, and hardworking. And in the past, he's exceeded expectations. But recently, he's been consistently below par, which is frustrating for Sarah. On one hand, she wants to connect with Mark on a personal level and be empathetic. But on the other, she's also frustrated and worried about how his performance issues will impact the whole team. This internal management of her feelings to meet her job's requirements is an example of emotional labor. Sarah knows the conversation will be difficult, and she feels impatient about having to address the issue yet again. To get through the meeting, she decides to simply put on a game face. She forces a pleasant smile, maintains a steady tone of voice, and carefully chooses her words to sound supportive. Even though she feels frustrated and detached inside, she avoids making eye contact with Mark's emotional reactions, focusing only on the agenda. She is regulating her outward expressions without genuinely changing her inner feelings. By the end of the meeting, she feels mentally and emotionally drained from her inauthentic words and gestures. So Sarah decides to reschedule another meeting. And Mark likely senses the lack of genuine connection too. Here comes another meeting. Before they started, Sarah consciously takes a moment to mentally reframe the situation. Instead of focusing on her frustration with Mark's underperformance, she reminds herself of her role as a leader and mentor. By focusing on this core purpose of being a constructive leader, she shifts her inner feelings from frustration to a genuine sense of empathy and a desire to help. When she sits down with Mark, her calm demeanor and supportive words are not faked. Her goal isn't just to deliver bad news, but to genuinely help Mark understand the gaps in his performance and find a path forward for his career. The conversation turned from a review of past mistakes to a collaborative plan for the future. They are authentic because they stem from her genuinely changed perspective. She has consciously modified her feelings to align with the emotions she is required to express. The conversation is difficult, but productive. When the meeting concluded, the path forward wasn't set in stone, but the heavy atmosphere had lifted. Mark left not with a sense of failure, but with clarity and a set of tangible options. Sarah didn't feel the relief of completing a difficult task, but the quiet fulfillment of being a true leader. It had opened the door to a real solution, and both Sarah and Mark feel that it was a valuable, authentic interaction. Sarah gave Mark more than a review, she gave him direction. The progress that followed wasn't from paperwork, but from her genuine intent to lift her team. 2 weeks after, a new intern, Emily, looks confused at her desk. Mark notices and walks over to help her with a reassuring look. Mark heard Emily said, "I don't get this. It's so complicated." "Hey, everything okay?" Mark asked, leaning over with a curious look. "Oh, hey, yeah, it's just this new reporting tool. I can't figure out how to pull the data from the right fields. It's been stuck on it for an hour." "Ah, I see. You've got to click this tiny icon right here. It's easy to miss because it's not labeled well, but once you do, it'll pull everything you need from the source document. After that, you'll just have to format it a bit," Mark said. "Oh my gosh, thank you. I was just about to give up." "No problem at all. Let me know if you run into anything else." Sarah noticed Mark stepping beyond his job description, helping new teammates. Being mindful of others' time and showing small acts of kindness, she's proud of how far he's come. Mark is bouncing back, and his growth deserves recognition, a bonus on his next appraisal. Another story is playing out on the other side of the office. We see another manager, Alex, looking annoyed at his computer. His boss, David, walks up to his desk with a serious expression. Alex's face hardens as he listens to his boss. "I've got a new pilot program for you to lead, Alex. It's a big priority, and I need it done quickly. It's an opportunity for some good exposure for you." "David, with all due respect, my team is already swamped with the Q3 reports. Adding this now, we're going to burn them out." David shakes his head dismissively. "I hear your concern, but this is non-negotiable. I need it done." Your job is to find a way to make it work. Just get it done. Alex knew that speaking up was a risk one he had taken before, only to be shut down. He didn't feel safe to express his concerns or ask for support. His leader made him feel like his voice didn't matter. On the next day, Alex handed his resignation letter with a short period notice, leaving all of his pending works to David. David's overwhelmed about what he just received. David sits at his desk, papers strewn everywhere, feeling the heavy weight of Alex's absence. He looks small, completely overwhelmed, and totally out of his element. A manager who pushed his team past their limits finally faced the cost. David led with tasks. Not people led when the people left. The tasks became unbearable. Sarah seen firsthand how a negative environment can hold people back. When people feel unheard or disrespected, they're less likely to take risks, ask questions, or admit when they're struggling. But a positive environment, it does the opposite. Sarah realized that she wasn't just to manage tasks. It was to create an environment where people feel secure. When they feel trusted and respected, they aren't just motivated to do their job. They're motivated to help the entire team succeed. Ultimately, a leader's true impact isn't measured by a spreadsheet or a sales report. It's measured in the countless unseen actions of their team. It's in the small moments of kindness, the willingness to step up, and the quiet efforts that go unrewarded. When you create a foundation of trust, you empower people to do more than just their job. You inspire them to help the entire organization succeed.